Good morning, baseball fans. Carson, I ask you, is there any better way to wake up on a Sunday morning than this?
Absolutely not. That gets me pumped up every time.
Right? How can that intro have any other effect on you than make you want to run through a wall? Yes. So sorry everybody, hang on one second. Bear with me. Just sharing the live stream to everybody on X Twitter. Yeah, Sunday morning, lots to get to. A lot happened. A big something happened while we were all sleeping. In the NL West with the San Francisco Giants. We'll get to that. The Giants are the Giants are just going for it. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about how that shakes things up in the NL West. Trey Turner, Braves fans, holding their breath over Ronald Acuna Jr. All kinds of good stuff. A bit of housekeeping though. We've been teasing. We teased a big announcement for today's show, and boy is it ever. So if you guys tuned in last time, we were talking about how we were, for now anyways, going to a Sunday only schedule, Sunday live stream, Monday new episode. And then something was in the works before that happened. I don't know how else to say this, Carson. This is the big one for us. This is the biggest win, whatever that we've ever done, the biggest interview we've ever done. Ladies and gentlemen, this Thursday, the 7th, yours truly is going to be, at least virtually sitting down and interviewing the one, the only Dave Sims, who you may know better as the radio voice of the Seattle Mariners.
Yeah, absolutely huge. Like AJ said, this had been in the works for some time.
Yep.
And initially, when kind of the schedule change was found, we were trying to debate about what to do. But at the end of the day, this was too big and too good of an opportunity for us to pass off. It's not every day that you get to interview somebody, let alone with the caliber and the recognition of Dave Sims. So I cannot wait to listen on demand afterwards, and I know you're going to crush it, my friend.
I shall do my best. Yeah, we kind of waffled on this. Me and Carson and producer Tasha. I was Carson and Tasha were like, "No, you're an idiot. You need to do this." Basically, so yeah. So that's this Thursday. This Thursday. I'm not sure if we're doing live or pre-recorded. But we'll let you guys know. That really honestly depends on Dave. So yeah, but either way, you guys definitely don't want to miss that. And the biggest of shout outs to producer Tasha. That was all her. She's the one that put the whole thing together. She's the one that reached out to him. She's the one that's been, communicating and she put the whole deal together. And while we're on the topic, because I feel a little guilty that I didn't realize what day it was. But we would also like to wish producer Tasha a happy birthday. We won't say which number. We won't say which number. But yeah, no, seriously. Yeah, she's the best producer in the history of people producing things. So, yeah, wow. Wow. Dave Sims, man. Holy crap. If you're and any of you who aren't familiar with Dave Sims' work, go check him out on social media. I think he's got his own I'm pretty sure he's got his own website. Yeah. The DaveSimsShow.com. Plus he's got a YouTube channel where you can watch, some of his more famous calls. Yeah, this dude is Carson. I don't think legend is a stretch in this case.
No, absolutely not. And like you said, he's had so many good calls. Like I was even listening to this morning his call on the Cal Raleigh home run from
Oh
a
yeah.
couple years ago, which was just chef's kiss phenomenal.
Yep. So currently, Dave is the TV and radio play-by-play voice for the Mariners. He's been doing that since 2007. He also currently does college basketball play-by-play for Fox Sports, although he's obviously not doing that currently because he's busy with baseball. So these are just some of his, and we're going to talk about all of this stuff when he's on, but these are just some of his. He was a co-host with Mike Krzyzewski of Basketball and Beyond on Sirius XM. He's done guest play-by-play for MLB games on NBC. He did the 2023 MLB All-Star Week Swingman Classic and the Futures game. He's done Sunday afternoon football on Westwood One Sports. He's done college basketball on West One Sports. He's done college basketball on ESPN. He did. This is going back. He was the TV voice of the now defunct United Football League back in 2009. Yeah, I know some of you remember the good old UFL. Big East football play-by-play on ESPN. Preseason TV play-by-play for the Eagles. Preseason TV play-by-play for the Tampa Bay Bucks. He's done play-by-play for CBS TV coverage of March Madness. Yeah, so quite the resume. And we're going to be talking to him about all that stuff, about his favorite moments, his favorite calls, all that good stuff. So yeah, you guys really know. I mean, we say it all the time, but no, seriously, you guys really don't want to miss that. I'm crazy stoked. So yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, so that out of the way, into our actual stuff here. Yeah, and we'll have more details about the interview with Dave coming soon to on Twitter, X at 8th Inning Pod. So make sure you guys give us a follow there. All right, so we had a poll question that honestly I meant to talk about on our last episode and then completely just forgot about it. So we asked you guys what's your favorite way to watch / listen to the show. And the results are as follows. So the choices were Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Twitter, X, and then other, to cover sort of all the other places where available, which, by the way, you can find all of those at linktree/8th Inning Stretch or at 8thinningpod.com. But the results are as follows. Spotify came in first with 35%. YouTube came in second with 31%. Apple Podcasts at 19%. Twitter/X at 10%. And other came in at 5%. I gotta be honest. I'm not surprised that Spotify won is the most popular with our fans, Carson, because that's where we started. I am a little surprised. The Twitter X is a little higher than I thought, though.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Spotify at this point rules the land in terms of music and podcasts, and it's not even close. I mean, YouTube obviously makes a little bit of sense as well with the live streams
Since
and
we started doing
everything,
live
and
stream.
even with the on demand too. So, but nice to see that we do have a Twitter/X following.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Twitter/X thing is probably more of a, I mean, it's more of a convenience thing. Like, I mean, Twitter X tells you, I mean, right now, I'm looking at it right now. It's right there in the, when you go onto Twitter, it says live, you know, what's live on X Twitter, and it's right there on the right hand side of your screen. So, Twitter definitely feels like a convenience accessibility thing, but, yeah, I mean, Spotify doesn't surprise me. YouTube is a little surprising considering this is our third episode. This is our third live stream that we've done on YouTube, right?
Yeah, something like that, I think. Yeah. But shout out to all you guys on YouTube. That's awesome.
Carson, did we lose you?
No, I'm still here. Can you hear me? Ah, crap. Okay, am I back? Oh boy. All right, we're switching audio. Looks like maybe we lost. Looks like maybe AJ was having some connectivity issues, but looks like he might be potentially back now.
Hey everybody.
Hey, there we go.
I'm here. Yes, I did have some connectivity issues. You know, it's the weirdest thing. Like, for whatever reason, about 10-ish minutes into our live streams, my internet decides to hiccup. You guys have still got me, right? Hello?
Oh. Now I think I'm having some issues.
Can you hear me, Carson? Hello?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, good. Yeah, for some reason my internet likes to hiccup like 10-ish minutes into every live stream. So, yeah, sorry about that, everybody. Okay, well, anyways, what were we talking about? Oh, we were talking about the poll question. Yeah, so, yeah, what I was saying was, I think this is only like our third episode that we've done a live stream on YouTube, right?
Something like that, I think. Yeah. So
Yeah, we've only done like 2 or 3. Yeah, so we did. Well, I think this is our third because our first one was a couple episodes ago when we had Sangye on, and then the last one, and then this one. So, good on you guys. I mean, we know you guys are awesome, but for supporting YouTube so much so early on. So, yeah. Anyways, so that's our poll results. Keep an eye out at eighthInningPod.com for new poll questions. Sometimes we do them on Twitter, sometimes we do them on our website, sometimes we do both. Maybe we'll get back into the swing of putting up one a weekly poll question for you guys like we used to. You guys seem to like those, so yeah, because we've talked about this before, but one of the things our fans ask for the most, one of the things you guys ask for the most, one of the things our fans ask for the most, Carson, is more ways to make the show a little more interactive.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're always looking for new ways to keep you guys involved as much as possible, because we've said it before, we'll say it again for probably a million times, but this
Yes.
does not happen without you guys. So we
Yeah.
want to make the show for you and with you.
Yeah, exactly. So, and you guys have sent in some ideas. So we've got you guys have sent in some really cool ideas. So we've got some stuff kicking around on how to do that. So yeah, maybe we'll get back into the poll questions. We might do we did the trivia for a while. Maybe we'll do something along those lines. We're in the works of maybe possibly partnering up with Printer Dudes again. Not in a like sponsorship role like before, but maybe hooking up to be able to hook you guys up with some cool stuff. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, we've got some ideas kicking around. All right. Let's get down to business here. So for those of you anyone who follows me or Carson or us, the show on Twitter, may have seen a yeah. So Carson, they released a list of all the national TV games, all the game. Basically, they released a list of all the national TV games broken down by team. And you and I both had thoughts on this. So we'll just kind of run down the sort of like the top ones here. The Yankees have 15 games, which is ironic because the Yankees haven't been relevant for 15 years. The Braves have 14, the Cubs 14, the Dodgers 14. No surprise there. The Astros have 11, the Rangers have 11, the Phillies have 10, the Cardinals have 10. And then we have the Orioles, the Red Sox, the Reds, the Mets, the Giants, all with 9. The Diamondbacks have 8, the Padres have 8, and then it's just sort of Carson, your Twins have 7. My Red Sox have 9, and then it sort of just trails off from there, all the way down to the A's, who have 0. No surprise there. The Blue Jays, who have 0, which I have a problem with, and then the Nationals have 0. Again, no surprise there. But Carson, you had a you had a take on the number of national TV games for the St. Louis Cardinals.
I did.
He
And
did.
call it sour grapes for what they did to me last season if you want, but I'm sorry. How in the world did this team get 10 national games with 6 of them on Fox? Yes, I get it that they have Nolan Arenado still. Yes, I get it that they signed Sonny Gray, who should have won the AL Cy Young last year. I get all of that. They have Paul Goldschmidt. I get that. But how can you look at what this team did last year and say, yeah, they deserve 10 games over 2 teams, AJ, including my Minnesota Twins and the Baltimore Orioles, who were champions of their respective divisions? How does that make any sense whatsoever in any capacity? There are the Diamondbacks have less games than the Cardinals, and they went to the World Series, for God's sake. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, the Cardinals only have 1 fewer national game than the Rangers, who I don't know how many of you remember. They won the little thing called the World Series last year.
Yeah, like and like I said, I get that they still have the big names in Arenado and Goldschmidt and Tommy Edman and everybody like that. I get that. And I get that they signed Sonny Gray and everything, but it just,
Yeah.
if I just don't get how you can look at how badly this team underachieved last year and say, yeah, they still deserve 10 national games.
Yeah, 10 is no, I'm 100% with you. I think 10 is a lot. Yeah, my biggest, I mean, being a fan of the team that I'm a fan of, I'm sorry. The Yankees having 15. That's 15 is way too many. I mean, we're not talking about, I joke about the Yankees having not been relevant for 15 years, but sorry, Yankees fans, but that's the truth. Your team hasn't won the World Series since 2009. They haven't been in the World Series. They haven't even been to the World Series since 2009. They've had zero success in the playoffs since then. And I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if this is just, it's the Yankees, so let's put them on TV 15 times, but 15 is a lot.
Yeah, and the thing is, a lot of these top ones, for the most part, I don't necessarily have a whole lot of problems with. But as you get, especially too, for, I don't know about you, AJ, but for me, as you get further down the list, that's where my problems start.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
no
Like,
disrespect to the Cincinnati Reds, but how in the world did they get 9 nationally televised game when the Twins?
Yeah, they shouldn't have more than, yeah. No, I think the Twins should be in like the 9 or 10 range. I think a lot of the Reds has to do with Ellie De La Cruz, to be honest with you. Carson, you've got to be kidding me. Carson, did we lose you? I'm sorry, everybody. We're having some gremlins.
Am I back?
Yes, you're there.
Okay, well, I don't really know what just happened. My laptop just decided to randomly shut down.
That's always fun.
Not not unlike not unlike clearly the brains of the people who decide whatever national games shut down when they gave the Cardinals 10 games.
I don't know if you heard me, but we were talking about the Reds. I think a lot of the reason number one, the Reds got so many, Ellie De La Cruz.
Yeah, I mean, I think it has to be, right?
But I don't think they should have more than the Twins.
Yeah, I don't know. And I mean, speaking, the other one that kind of blows my mind, can someone explain to me how the Tampa Bay Rays have the same number of games as the Angels and the White Sox? The White Sox have 6 games.
No, the Rays only
number,
have. Oh yeah, the Rays do have 6. Yeah, you're right.
the same number of games as the Tampa Bay Rays is a team that has been in dysfunction, like we talked about in your one last thing last episode, since Ozzie Guillen left that organization. And they have the same number of nationally televised games.
I mean,
that makes sense.
I think that's too many for the Rays.
Really? I think that's too little for the Rays.
No, I think 6 is too many for the Rays. I don't know. I mean, I just, okay. If you're making, when you're deciding, and I have no idea. I mean, I'll be perfectly honest with all of you. I have no idea how this is determined. I have no idea who comes up with this. Like, who decides which games are going to be on national TV. But Carson, when I think about games and teams that are going to be on national TV, I think, who are the most exciting teams to watch? Like, which teams on national TV are going to be the most, people are going to be, this game's on Sunday Night Baseball this week. This is, I'm going to watch this game. And some of these teams that have, okay, I'll give you the Dodgers, Ohtani, Yamamoto, cool. 14. Yeah, that's a lot, but I think that's about right. The Rangers, the defending champs. Okay, cool. The Phillies. I mean, most of the teams in the top tier there are fun teams to watch. The Braves have 14. You've got, well, hopefully Ronald Acuna Jr., but I mean, the Braves are Spencer Strider. The Braves are a fun team to watch. And as much as it pains me to say it, the Astros are sort of, I mean, the Astros are a fun team to watch in the sense that they're fun. It's fun to watch them lose. If you're not an Astros fan. But like the Mariners, 7 national games for the Mariners. Show me where the Mariners, show me a universe in which the Mariners aren't as fun to watch, are less fun to watch than the New York Mets.
Yeah, I think that's fair. But I think one of the other things that that you and I, neither one of us, I don't know if we've played into this, but we got to think about these media markets too. I mean, especially when it comes to like the Yankees. I mean, there is no, I'd be hard pressed to find a bigger market in the world than New York or Los Angeles. Those are huge markets, obviously are huge markets for baseball in general as well.
Yeah.
So obviously they're going to get displayed a lot more.
That's fair. And I mean, I guess there are, when you're talking about teams like the Yankees and the Dodgers, there are fans all over the country. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean this list, this is just, I'm sorry. How do the defending National League freaking champion Arizona Diamondbacks only have 8 games? That's not enough. Talk about a fun team to watch. Were the people who came up with this, did they watch the Diamondbacks last year? I mean, I know all of you probably got sick of me hearing me talk about the Diamondbacks last year and how much fun they were to watch and you know, but I mean, they really are. The D-backs are a fun team to watch. Yeah, I mean, I don't know who came up with this or how they come up with it, but and also, can we talk about how no national games for the Blue Jays? Blue Jays fans, I'm angry for you.
Is it just because they're Canadian? Is that what we're doing here? Is it just because they're Canadian?
Are we talking anti-Canada bias here? Come on, like look at that team. I mean, Vlad Jr. alone is worth watching on that team.
Yeah, 100%.
God damn, Vlad Jr. I mean, yeah, no national games for the Blue Jays. I don't know. This is kind of, yeah. Although, I mean, disclaimer, I did read somewhere that like there are more games to be announced. So, hopefully, I mean, geez, not even one for the Blue Jays. That boggles the mind. But yeah, I mean, I get the national appeal thing. Teams like the Yankees and the Dodgers, they have fans all over the place. Yeah, I mean, I get that they have to put when they think about when they are deciding which games are going to be on national TV. I get they have to there are a number of factors that come into play, but for me, and I don't know about you, Carson, but for me, the determining thing for me, whether I mean, I know we both watch a ton of games, obviously, but for me, the probably the number one deciding factor of whether or not I'm going to watch one of these national games, whether it's, Sunday Night Baseball or a game on Fox or whatever, wherever it may be. The number one determining thing for me is whether I'm going to watch that game is how fun, the fun factor, how fun are these teams to watch, or if it's a really good matchup. I mean, if we're talking, like Yankees Dodgers, I mean, I loathe both teams, but I'm probably going to watch because that's a marquee matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great matchup.
And the other thing that we have to think about with these national TV games is since MLB has put the balanced schedule, this might be the saving grace for this whole thing is with the balanced schedule in place and every team playing every other team at least once. I mean, yeah, the Yankees getting 15 national games is a lot, but we're going to see a lot of different matchups on national TV.
Yeah, 100%. It
So
makes for good diversity in terms
there's
of
that.
matchups.
Yeah, there's that. It's got that going for it. But yeah, anyways, that's kind of where we are on that. Please, Cardinals fans, don't at Carson. He was just trying to make a point. And I mean, and a damn good point, to be honest, because yeah. I don't know. Hopefully, maybe the Cardinals will prove us wrong. Maybe. But I don't know. I feel like, okay, maybe not the A's, but sorry, A's fans. But I feel like I don't know. Is it crazy to think every team should get at least one nationally televised game?
I don't think that's crazy, but it's the A's and the Nationals on national TV would be hard to watch.
Yeah, but I mean, if they were playing a good team, I don't know. Like, yeah, maybe not. Maybe that's, yeah, you're right. I mean, if we're talking, I mean, I don't think it matters who those teams are playing. Yeah, that's not exactly must-see TV. So, anyway, speaking of one of the teams that has a lot of national games on national TV this year, the San Francisco Giants. They have 9 games on national TV, and that could end up being more because, wow, the Giants are making moves. So Carson, another one of the Boris 4 is off the board. Matt Chapman signed with the Giants just yesterday, I think. 3-year, $54 million deal. We'll talk about that in a second. So he'll make $20 million this year, $18 million next year, and $16 million in 2026. However, in exactly like Cody Bellinger's deal with the Cubs, Chapman can opt out after each of the first 2 years. I mean, we were talking about it before we came on the air. The Boris effect is in full effect yet again. Scott Boras straight up cost Matt Chapman money.
100%. There were reports that he was looking for excess of $100 million, and he has now had to basically settle for half of that. I have seen baseball Twitter rejoicing over seemingly what hopefully will be the downfall of Scott Boras, because at this point, my man is costing his clients some big time money.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, and the $54 million, Chapman only gets that if he stays with the Giants for all 3 years. If he opts out, he only gets that. He's only going to make $20 million, which is just utterly ridiculous. But all that aside, all the Scott Boras stuff aside, this is a big move for the Giants. I when I saw this, I was like, I think Matt Chapman's going to be a great fit for the Giants. I think he adds another. He has a much needed another sort of veteran presence, to the Giants, and he brings. I mean, Matt Chapman is a nice bat to have in that lineup. His defense is a little, but this is wow. That talk about this Giants lineup, man.
Yeah, that lineup is definitely took an improvement with this signing for sure. I mean, I like the addition of Jorge Soler also, but
Oh hell yeah.
I don't know. This is I still think it's going to be tough for them to compete in that division.
Yeah. I mean that division is just ridiculous. So the projected lineup now for the Giants with Matt Chapman on board, you've got, most likely leading off, you've got Young-Hoo Lee, You've got Estrada, you've got Conforto, you got Soler, you got Chapman. That Giants lineup is, and then on the pitching side of things, I mean, you still got Logan Webb. The pitching staff I feel could use, well, yeah. We'll get to that in a second because the Giants have been linked to another one of the Boris 4. But I feel like the pitching could use some help. But I mean, this when the Dodgers, I don't know about you, man, but when the Dodgers got Ohtani and then got Yamamoto, I think most of us probably went, oh, well, this is the Dodgers division to lose. But I don't think so anymore. I don't think the Dodgers winning the NL West is a slam dunk anymore.
I don't think it's necessarily as much of a slam dunk, but I don't know. I still see them winning the division.
I was gonna say, did you pick the Dodgers to in the West, didn't you?
I did. Yes. Yeah, I had them first, Arizona second, San Francisco third, and honestly, I still stand by that.
Yeah, I mean the Dodgers are obviously, the Dodgers are stacked, but the D-backs had a really good offseason. They went and got Eduardo Rodriguez. They got Eugenio Suarez. Oh man, that D-backs pitching staff, like you get Zach Gallen, you get Merrill Kelly, and you get Eduardo Rodriguez. 1, 2, 3. I mean, that's just, yeah. I don't know. The Dodgers are stacked, but Clayton Kershaw, like I have questions. I have questions about Clayton Kershaw and his age, not only his age, but his health. Shohei Ohtani is not going to pitch at all this year, most likely. And people keep pointing to Yamamoto, who Yamamoto had a extremely impressive spring training debut for the Dodgers. But for me, Yamamoto is the wild card. Yamamoto is sure, he set the world on fire in Japan, but I think the key to watch with the Dodgers is how he adapts to MLB batters, because we've seen it before. Sorry to open an old wound, fellow Red Sox fans, but we saw it with Daisuke Matsuzaka. Everybody thought Daisuke was going to come over here and dominate, and he had one good year, and that was it. I think Carson, as Yamamoto goes, so go the Dodgers.
Yeah, I think that's fair. He's going to be very much kind of thrust into things, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see. And I mean, if what we're going to talk about next ends up happening, the NL West will have the deepest pitching staff combined out of every single division, no doubt in my mind.
My friend, if what we're going to talk about next happens, I think we both may have to reconsider our NL West picks. Honestly, no, I genuinely do. But real quick, let's finish talking about Matt Chapman. So Matt Chapman, was looking at it. Matt Chapman is to me anyways, Matt Chapman is $100 million player. And he's getting half of that. Again, we talked about it last time. We talked about it with Cody Bellinger, Scott Boras, costing his clients money. So now only 2 of the Boras 4 left, Jordan Montgomery and Blake Snell. We obviously don't know the inner workings of what's going on between them and Scott Boras, but these guys can't be happy. These guys have to be just incredibly frustrated.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because we're into March, ladies and gentlemen. We're 25 days away as of today. 25 days away from opening day. Opening day is in less than a month. Opening day is March 28th. And Jordan Montgomery and Blake Snell they still haven't signed. I mean, by the time these guys do sign, I mean, we talked about it last episode, but we talked about, how these guys they're not only losing out on money, they're losing out on time, especially Blake Snell and Jordan Montgomery. These guys are starting pitchers, Carson. They're missing out on precious precious throwing time, and you're a starting pitcher. I mean, you're a pitcher in general, but especially a starting pitcher, like you need time to stretch out and loosen up before the season starts.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
I mean, I know, I mean, it's pretty clearly like, I mean, obviously these guys are working out, but they're not working out with a team. They're not getting that time to build chemistry with their teammates and their their mates on the pitching staff. I could go off on a whole thing about Scott Boras. But okay, so 2 of the Boras 4 signed, Cody Bellinger and Matt Chapman, now off the board. 2 remain. Jordan Montgomery, who the hell knows what's going to happen with him, where he's going to go. At this point, I mean, these guys aren't going to get Blake Snell and Jordan Montgomery, Carson. They're not going to get anywhere at this point. They're not going to get anywhere near what they're worth.
No, absolutely not. And it just makes me sad.
Yeah, it's frustrating. It really is. And it's frustrating for fans too, because we're all sitting around, and frustrating for us, doing what we do, because we're sitting around going, okay, any day now, these guys are going to sign. But I know I think it was after Cody Bellinger signed, I saw a thing that said, I read a story probably on The Athletic, to be honest, that was basically saying that, okay, Cody Bellinger took this, this sort of took this low value deal with the opt-outs and everything, and they were saying that, Jordan Montgomery will never go for a deal like that. I don't think him or Blake Snell have a choice at this point.
No, not at all.
Because frankly, and rightfully so, MLB execs are done. They are done playing games with Scott Boras. So, which really sucks. It sucks for everybody. It sucks for the players. It sucks for the fans. It sucks for the teams. The only person it doesn't suck for is Scott Boras, which is ironic. But speaking of Blake Snell, so the Dodgers went out and they got Matt Chapman. But the Giants, Carson, have also been linked to Blake Snell, who, well, I just think that move makes all the sense in the world, considering Blake Snell's former manager with the Padres, Bob Melvin, is now managing the Giants. Hello. But the Giants linked to Blake Snell, and I think if this happens, if the Giants land Blake Snell, for me anyways, I think I've got to rethink my NL West pick. I really do. You put Blake Snell and Logan Webb in the same rotation? Are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah, that would definitely be something, but I don't know. I still think I might stand by my picks. I'd still go with the Dodgers, and for me, I saw that the graphic of where do you think the Giants land now. With Blake Snell, I could very much see a situation where they go into the wild card and they lose in the first round.
You still think the Giants finish third in that division, even if they get Blake Snell?
I still think they finished third, but I think it's going to be a lot closer to. I think them and Arizona could easily flip flop, but no doubt in my mind they would make the postseason as a wild card.
Yeah, oh man, Blake Snell and the Giants. And we keep, we're talking about Blake Snell and the Giants. Wow, that would be nuts. We're talking about the NL West. We're talking about the Dodgers, obviously. We're talking about the D-backs, obviously. Now we're talking about the Giants because, of the moves, you mentioned Jorge Soler and Matt Chapman and maybe Blake Snell. I feel like we've forgotten about the Padres a little bit, who, even though the Padres have, no more Juan Soto, probably, most likely Blake Snell gone. Mike Clevenger, we don't know yet. The Padres have lost. The Padres have lost a few players. The Padres are still a really freaking good team, and I feel like nobody, including us, is even. They're not even in the conversation.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're losing a lot of big pieces. Like, obviously, Blake Snell is a huge one. Juan Soto is a big one. We have no idea what this team is gonna look like. And for me, for a lack of a better phrase, they are a wild card. In terms of, they could be good, they could be absolutely awful. We really don't know.
Man, what a rough go for Padres fans. Like, they had the high of, 2 years ago, they beat the Dodgers and they went to the NLCS, and then last year they went backwards, and Bob Melvin leaves and Blake Snell leaves and Juan Soto traded and all this. Man, what a roller coaster for Padres fans. But yeah, we're gonna be keeping an eye on Blake Snell because he's got to sign eventually. But Carson, I think Blake Snell to the Giants, I think it makes a lot of sense, especially because, like I said, he played for Bob Melvin for the, in San Diego, and a little former Padres reunion there. I think Blake Snell to the Giants makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I would agree.
I know we've seen so many posts and rumors and everything linking Blake Snell to the Yankees, but I don't know. Blake Snell to the Yankees. I guess I could see it.
That'd make them very competitive, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, speaking as a Red Sox fan, for purely selfish reasons, please, God, no. Don't let the Yankees get Blake Snell. Yeah. But yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on Blake Snell and Jordan Montgomery right to the bitter end, because yeah, man. I feel like I have the oddest feeling that we're gonna be days before opening day, and I don't know. I hate to think that these two are gonna come down to that close to the wire, but I also wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like, well, I don't know. Like I said, I think the MLB, the GMs and everybody they're just done. They're just done, playing with Scott Boras. So, yeah, I don't know. I would hate to see that happen for the players, for Blake Snell and Jordan Montgomery, for them to have to, sign and have to start somewhere that close to opening day. But who knows? believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, there are other free agents still on the market. Carson, we were kind of talking about it. JD Martinez still out there. Mike Clevenger still out there. Tommy Pham. I mean, I know JD Martinez and Tommy Pham are sort of, well, let's be honest, they're both of those guys are, older and sort of on the tail end of their careers, but all this talk about the Boris 4 and all the talk earlier in the winter about Shohei Ohtani and everything, I feel like JD Martinez and Tommy Pham could still make it, and even, well, hell, we'll throw Mike Clevenger in there. Any one of those guys could make a difference somewhere.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, obviously, in regards to Mike Clevenger, he's not the same Mike Clevenger as he once was when he made my little Twins fan heart cry every time I knew he was about to start because he dominated our team like no one else. But yeah, plenty of guys who could offer a lot in terms of not only a veteran presence, but in terms of just some depth on any given team.
Yeah. Depth. That's a good word. I like that. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's change gears here a little bit. Hello to everybody watching, listening on YouTube and X and Twitter, Twitter, Zitter, and Twitch. We're live, obviously, as we are every Sunday. And then you can also tune in tomorrow on Monday, wherever you get your podcasts. And to find us on all of your favorite platforms, go to Linktree/8th Inning Stretch. Don't forget to follow us on X, Twitter, at 8th Inning Pod. And for more, including our blog, 2 Strike Count, and to sign up for our newsletter, to get every new blog post delivered right to your inbox and all the latest updates from us, go to 8thinningpod.com. And please take a moment to support the show by either using if you're watching this, by either using the QR code up there in the corner. I don't know if you guys can see my mouse, but I'm circling the QR code, or by going to 8thinningpod.com/donate. And we appreciate all your guys' support. And every little bit helps. And if you are watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Let's change gears a little bit. Let's talk about a player who is definitely not a free agent. Let's talk about Trey Turner for a minute. Because I saw this story the other day or yesterday, I guess, about Trey Turner. So Carson, to say Trey Turner had a rough season defensively last year, might be the understatement of the year so far. He did struggle at the plate, but he was able to turn around. But Turner last year, let's see, where is it? I just had it. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, guys. I was literally just looking at it. There was a thing about Trey Turner's. Oh my God. This is what I get for scrolling. Oh yeah, here we go. So Trey Turner in 2023, this is defensively, ranked 30th among 35 qualified shortstops in MLB's outs above average metric. He made 23 errors, which were the most by a Phillies player since 2004, with David Bell, David Bell. Carson, do you remember David Bell? Why does that name sound familiar?
It's ringing a few bells, no pun intended.
Bell, Philadelphia. Since 2004, when David Bell made 24 errors at third base. The last Phillies, here's a blast from the past for all of you, or some of you, for some of you of a certain age. The last Philly shortstop with more errors was Desi Relaford in 1998. Yeah. I mean, Trey Turner's he's never really been known for his glove, but this is just this is just bad.
Yeah, it's definitely not great, but I mean, Trey Turner is a world-class player, and
He is.
no
Yes.
doubt in my mind, he'll bounce back. He'll be fine. Phillies will be fine.
Yeah. So basically, this story is talking about how he is putting in all this time and working with the Phillies coaches to get better. Yeah, I mean, we were talking earlier about how as Yamamoto goes, so go the Dodgers. I don't think it's a stretch to say as Trey Turner goes, because I was trying to think, I was kind of racking my brain about the playoffs last year when the Phillies lost to the D-backs in the NLCS, and I was sort of trying to rack my brain and think about try to remember if Trey Turner made any glaring errors at shortstop, and I don't. I mean, that was more than a few months ago now, and I don't really remember. But um, I don't. I don't think it's a stretch to say. I don't think the Phillies can. I don't think the Phillies can really weather another bad year defensively from Trey Turner.
No, especially not with the way the National League is shaken up. Absolutely not. Trey's gotta get back on his A game.
Did you almost just say Western Conference?
I don't know what I was going for there.
For a minute, I thought you were going to say Western Conference, which would have been
I
funny.
think I was combining. I really don't know what I was going for there. Slip
Okay,
of
fair
the
enough.
Freudian slip, I guess.
Fair enough. Maybe you were thinking about your first place Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yes, we're gonna go with that because it's been a long time since I've been able to say that. If ever.
Yeah, it's been a minute. I think you'd have to go back to the KG days.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So the Phillies defense has been outstanding for the last few years. I mean, Bryson Stott was a Gold Glove finalist at second base. Bryce Harper is an upgrade at first. You've got Johan Rojas and Brandon Marsh in the outfield. But Trey Turner, yeah, I fully expect Trey Turner to turn it around. Because he is, as Carson so eloquently put it, a world-class player. But ooh, Phillies fans need that. And sticking in the National League East, apologies in advance if this gives any Brave fans anxiety. But Brave superstar Ronald Acuna Jr. Is having some knee problems, which Carson is giving Braves fans flashbacks to 2021.
Yeah. No kidding.
I mean, he just had reconstructive surgery on the same knee in July of 2021.
Yeah. Yikes.
Yikes. But anyways, he's having soreness in his right knee again. He had an MRI. The MRI did not go great. So Acuna is due to have his knee examined tomorrow, Monday, in LA. And Carson, that sound you hear are Braves fans everywhere holding their collective breath.
Yeah, holding their collective breath and trying not to cry at the same time because this would not be good for the Braves. It cannot be overstated how important he is to that team.
Yeah, talk about as this player goes, so goes the team.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, so Acuna was scratched from the Braves lineup from their game on Friday, which they said was a precautionary measure. He's having some soreness and irritation in that. Oh man, I can't believe it's the same knee. Like that's just Acuna, obviously the reigning NL MVP. So it sounds like the Braves thought initially, okay, it's just a little soreness, we'll take him out as a precautionary thing, and then they had the MRI day. He had the MRI, which the MRI was bad enough to warrant a further examination by this doctor in LA, which again is due to happen Monday. Apparently, the Braves are still optimistic that Acuna will be ready for opening day, but if basically, Carson, if Acuna has to have any sort of procedure done on this knee, he's going to be out at least a few weeks and won't be ready for opening day.
Yeah, which that's
is right.
That's not a great way to start the season if you're a Braves fan.
No. Yeah, so if arthroscopic surgery is done to repair so it's his meniscus. If arthroscopic surgery is done to repair the meniscus, Acuna could miss at least a few weeks. At least. Man, this is just, I mean, again, sorry, Braves fans. We're not trying to make you even more anxious than you probably already are. But, man, it is not hyperbole or an overstatement to say that if Ronald Acuna Jr. and obviously none of us ever want to see a player hurt, any player, especially a player the caliber of Ronald Acuna Jr., one of the most talented and electrifying players in all of baseball. But it's not hyperbole or catastrophizing, Carson, to say that if Ronald Acuna Jr. misses any significant time, even a few weeks, no bueno for the Braves.
Yeah, absolutely no bueno. That would be, catastrophic to start the season, and obviously, if it's only a little bit of time, it could be something where the Braves could easily catch up, but I'm worried for the potential long-term consequences that this could have, not just necessarily for the Braves, but also for Ronald Acuna himself.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you always hate to see this kind of stuff. Especially where it's the same knee and yeah, I mean, I don't. Okay, this might be a little hyperbole, but I would make the argument that, wow, hot take warning, everybody. Carson, I would make the argument that there is no other single individual player in Major League Baseball that is more important to his team's success than Ronald Acuna Jr.
Yeah, he's a big part of their success, and obviously,
I mean, he's the leadoff guy. Like he's the catalyst for that offense.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, their pitching staff is also strong. We can't not forget the amount of talent the Braves have in general.
No, of course not. Just I guess I should have clarified. I meant from an offensive perspective.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
If you take Ronald Acuna Jr. out of that Braves lineup, I mean, he's the leadoff guy. He's I mean, dude gets on base and he's a threat to steal every single time he's on base. He's one of the fastest, maybe the fastest, on the base paths in all of baseball. Yeah. So Braves fans, hang in there. Man, I can't even begin. I can't even pretend to imagine what Braves fans are going through right now.
Yeah, that's like you said, holding their collective breaths.
Especially after just a couple of years ago when they went through this a couple of years ago. So, whoa, hang in there, Braves fans, hang in there. Hopefully all goes well. with the examination on Monday, and hopefully everything's okay, and Ronald Acuna Jr. is okay, and I think I was gonna say worst case scenario is that he's out for I think, well, obviously the best case scenario is he doesn't miss any time at all, but that doesn't sound likely. It sounds like he's going to miss at least a little bit of time, but I don't know, man. What do we think best case scenario is? That he's not ready to go for opening day, like.
Yeah, I mean, if he's not ready to go for opening day, that's obviously not great.
No.
But it all depends on what this timeline could look like. Because if it's just opening day, maybe a couple of games. Oh, okay,
Right.
that's nothing too crazy. Obviously, you'll have to keep your eye on it like a hawk on him. And but again, we don't know how much this could affect him. Even if it is a quick recovery time, does this change how the Braves strategize around him? Does he steal a lot less bases this season than he does for fear of potentially doing something to that knee? Do they maybe DH him a little bit more to try and keep him out of the field? We don't know what that's going to look like.
Yeah, so the tricky thing with knee injuries is even if, especially where he already has dealt with one knee injury a couple years ago, the tricky thing with knee injuries is they don't ever really completely get better. I mean, you can come back from a knee injury. It's tough, but you can come back. I mean, obviously, Ronald Acuna Jr. did it once already. He did it in after 2021. He came back in 2022, and the Braves went and won the World Series. So, no, the Braves won in 2021, right?
Correct. Yeah.
2022 was 2022 was the Trash Stros. No, I mean, he's done it once already. My point is, knee injuries are tricky. Knee injuries, yes, you can stretch out and rehab, and you can come back from a knee injury, but even when a player comes back from a knee injury, and I don't care what sport you're talking about, even when a player comes back from a knee injury, they're never the same.
Yeah, 100%.
Because like you said, even if he comes back, even if he only misses a few games, when he comes back, I mean, as a player, you've got to be thinking, oh, like, I've got to be careful with my knee. I don't want to screw my knee up again. So yeah, this is rough. It's rough for Braves fans. So hopefully all goes well. Hopefully Ronald Acuna Jr. is okay. Only misses a few games. Hopefully everything's fine. Because otherwise I cringe to think what that means for what it would mean for the Braves and their fans. And I mean, let's be honest, Carson, what it would mean for baseball as a whole. We're talking about one of the most talented electric players in all of baseball. So, anyways, yeah. So hopefully that all goes well. All right, changing gears one more time to one of my favorite topics, the Seattle Mariners. So Mariners GM Jerry Dipoto, I'm not usually a fan of these sort of like bold statements, like Dave Roberts, guaranteeing, but this is, I don't know, this hits different for some reason. So Mariners GM, president of baseball operations, whatever his title is, Jerry Dipoto had a wow. This is just, well, I'll just read the quote. So Jerry Dipoto said, talking about the Mariners, this is our time. We have players just entering what should be the best seasons of their careers, and we think now our window is open and this is the group that lead us there. I don't know about you, Carson, but I'm getting some Herb Brooks, Kurt Russell miracle vibes from this.
Yeah, I mean, I would certainly agree to that, but sorry, Jerry, I really don't think it is. And I say that completely kidding because I picked them to win the series, but
I was about to be like, wait a minute, didn't you pick them to win the World Series?
Oh yeah, I let that sit and marinate for a minute to see if you would catch that.
I was
But yeah, absolutely inject this into my veins. Mariners we're winning, they're winning the chip. Let's go.
I love this. I love the confidence. I mean, yeah, I love the confidence. I love the like I said, the Kurt Russell Herb Brooks-esque, this is your time, go out there and take it. I like that. I like the optimism. I like the urgency. I mean, okay, there's no debate whatsoever that the Mariners look good. They look really. I know. I hear you all. I picked them the last 2 years to win the World Series, and they didn't quite get there. But this, I mean, they were good last year. They were good the year before. But Carson, this Mariners team, the one they have this year, I mean, this is the best team the Mariners have had in quite some time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, the addition of Jorge Polanco makes them only better.
It really does, though. I mean, we've talked ad nauseum about the Mariners pitching staff, but I mean, with good reason. The Mariners pitching, the Mariners have one of the best pitching staffs in baseball, maybe the best.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, their pitching staff is absolutely incredible.
They're basically their whole pitching staff is in their prime. They throw strikes. They throw a lot of strikes. Yeah, and from starter number 1 to starter number 5 and all the way down that bullpen. The Mariners pitching is freaking ridiculous. But Carson, their problem the last couple of years hasn't been their pitching, it's been their offense, and it's been their ability. Their lineup's been a little unbalanced. They put a little too much pressure on Julio Rodriguez and Eugenio Suarez when he was there. The lineup's been a little wonky. It's been a little bit unbalanced, but you just said it. Jorge Polanco, I think they finally got it right with the lineup. The lineup is balanced. And their problem hasn't been their pitching. Their problem has been their ability to score runs. I'm just gonna go on a limb here. I don't think that's gonna be a problem this year.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Like they're, the biggest thing that Jorge Polanco I think is going to provide to that team is defense. He is a very solid glove at second base. Sure, he had his moments during his time with the Twins where he'd make me scream at my TV, but at the end of the day, he's going to be a big boost for them. This is going to be a very hard team to go up against in. Is it still T-Mobile Park? I don't
T-Mobile Park. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's hard to keep up with some of these stadiums. Yeah, I mean, as a Twins fan, you obviously Jorge Polanco, better than just about anybody. You talked about his defense. What kind of pop does Jorge Polanco bring to this Mariners lineup?
Yeah, with Jorge Polanco, you'll get a guy who you won't necessarily see hit for power a lot, but is a very good contact hitter. Can definitely drive guys in, get a nice amount of RBIs, and He's definitely a guy who I think could slot very well into kind of the middle of that Mariners lineup potentially.
So he's like a 4 or 5.
Yeah, I would say potentially a 5 guy. Twins typically would use him kind of in that upper half of the lineup, and that was usually a pretty good spot for him. Surround him with a couple of speedsters too, and you've easily got a guy who can knock runs in.
Yeah, which they sorely need because, man, I mean, they sort of their trademark, not so much the year before, but last year, they had a lot. I mean, they would get guys on base and they would get guys in scoring position and then strike out or ground into double plays or a lot of empty at bats, which yeah, I don't think that's going to be a problem this year. But getting back to Jerry Dipoto real quick. So, I mean, we're both in agreement. We like the confidence. We like the optimism. We like the, you as a mini Soten. Herb Brooks is, Herb Brooks is a mythical figure there. We like the sort of, this is our time, let's go out there and take it type thing. But I like all of this, but this year feels like I mean, we talked about the Dodgers and put up or shut up. This feels like a put up or shut up year for the Mariners because they've been, 2 years ago, they made the playoffs. They beat Toronto and then promptly got swept by the Astros. Last year, they didn't even make the playoffs. Granted, they only missed out by a couple of games, but this feels like a put up or shut up year for the Mariners. And I don't think, I mean, I am a Mariners fan, but I'm not, as a Mariners fan and speaking for, I think, for most of my fellow Mariners fans, Carson, I don't think anything other, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'd go so far as World Series or bust, but I don't think anything but a deep playoff run will do. I mean, I'm talking like at least get to the ALCS, if not win the pennant.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean,
I think anything else, I think anything less than a pennant, I don't think you can consider this season a success.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Sorry, no pressure, Mariners. No, seriously, this is a really freaking good Mariners team. They're gonna score a lot of runs. Their pitching and defense is, well, their pitching is already great, but the defense is improved. Yeah, this is a really freaking good Mariners team, and yeah, it's time to put their money where their mouth is. So, anyways, whew. All right, that was a lot.
Yeah.
This has been a jam-packed episode. But there's a lot going on. So, let's but wait, there's more. It's time. Let's play some buy or sell. We'll just jump right into these. We were talking earlier about free agents that still haven't signed. Joey Votto, one of them. The Reds, kind of said, no thanks, Joey. But Carson, buy or sell that someone will sign Joey Votto?
I love Joey, I really do, but sell. I really just don't see him signing anywhere else. And I think at this point in his career, he'd want to sign for a playoff team. And I feel like a lot of the playoff teams' rosters are already pretty set in stone. So I hate to say it, but I think I got to sell on this.
Might we see Joey Votto sign somewhere, mid to late season, as sort of a veteran depth piece for a contender? Maybe.
I could potentially see that. And I guess
sorry, go ahead.
No, I guess I should have thought of it that way too, and not necessarily, because obviously at this point he probably isn't going to sign anywhere now. But
No.
I mean, maybe around like I don't know, maybe around trade deadline time or something.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how much he can. I'm not really sure how much he can contribute, like numbers wise, but I don't know. I was thinking about last year when the D-backs went out and got Tommy Pham. I was thinking sort of a not I mean they got Tommy Pham and Evan Longoria. I was thinking maybe like that sort of kind of scenario.
Yeah, yeah, I
But
can see that.
that said, um ugh, as much as I hate to do this, I have to sell this too. I mean, Joey Votto is what he's yeah, I mean, dude 40 years old. I mean, that's pretty much the end of it's basically the end of the line. But uh yeah, I have to I gotta sell as much as I hate to do it because I mean yeah, I'm a huge Joey Votto fan, and I would have loved to see him retire as a Red. Maybe it'll be one of those, he decides he's going to hang it up and, well, let's sign him to a 1-day contract so he can retire as a Red. But yeah, I got to sell this, unfortunately. Speaking of veteran players, Chris Bryant. So, of course, a couple years ago now, signed with the Rockies, signed this big, huge, got himself a big payday with the Rockies after leaving the Cubs. And that was, I mean, Chris Bryant signing with the Rockies, Carson, was big news. But maybe a little buyer's remorse on Chris Bryant's part. So it sounds like. So buy or sell, Chris Bryant made a mistake signing with the Rockies.
I could have told you this when he signed the deal. Absolutely, I'm buying this. The Colorado Rockies, since signing Chris Bryant, have made no efforts to try and surround him. He's the Mike Trout of the National League. They
Yeah.
have made no efforts to try and sign anybody around him. Ryan McMahon has at least come in and been decent. Not to
Yep.
mention he's coming in, replacing a guy. AJ, I don't know if you've heard of Nolan Arenado, but
Yeah, I think I've heard of him.
yeah, I think the name rings a bell. He's the guy who he came in to replace after they traded him for
God.
pennies on the dollar. Um, you know,
Yeah.
at this point, it for me that deal was never about winning; it was about the money. And I am glad to see that Chris Bryant somehow has seen the error of his ways.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, to make the Futurama reference once again, shut up and take my money.
Yeah, I have to buy. Absolutely have to buy this. I mean, that being said, I get it. The man wanted a payday. He signed a 7-year, $182 million deal with the Rockies. He got himself paid. Man wanted a payday. The Cubs, maybe the Cubs didn't want to pay up. The Cubs didn't want to pay that much. Fine, whatever. So he goes and signs this big deal with Colorado. But man, call me crazy, but I feel like Chris Bryant could have gone. He could have gone just about anywhere.
Probably, but again, if he gets that kind of money,
Yeah,
follow the money.
yeah. But I mean, man, he did so much. He did so much in Chicago. He was Rookie of the Year. He won an MVP. He did, Oh, by the way, he, no big deal. Helped the Cubs erase a 108-year championship drought in 2016. Dude was the face of the franchise. And then just nope. Sorry, I'm gonna go play in Colorado now. Like, what? I'm sorry. What? Um. man, I don't know. I can't fault the man for wanting to get it paid, and he definitely did. But now, now him and the Rockies are stuck with each other. So I mean, he's still got 5 years left on the deal with the Rockies. So yeah, I really, by the way, I got to give you props. Mike Trout of the National League is dead on. That's exactly where Chris Bryant is, wasting away in baseball purgatory. But hey, at least he gets to play in a nice stadium that's 90% empty most of the time.
Great.
And when it's not 90% empty, it's filled with fans of the visiting team. There's that, I guess. I mean, and Colorado's a beautiful place to live, so I guess he's got that going for him. But other than that, Mookie Betts, not one to shy away from letting his opinions be known. Basically said, when he's done playing, he wants to be remembered as a legend. Yada yada. Carson, buy or sell Mookie's chances of achieving legendary status?
In Boston, sure. LA, maybe.
You hear that, Mookie?
Legend across baseball? No. I'm selling this. Sorry, Mookie. I do like you. You're a fun player to watch, but go win some championships, then come talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
Go win some MVP awards or something, then come talk to me. You are not a legend right now. You are a great player in the history of baseball, sure. But legendary status, nah. You got to win a little bit more, then come talk to me.
Yeah, you hear that, Mookie? If you had taken a discount in stating, no, first of all, I'm selling this like Enron stock. Yeah, that's right.
Wow, an Enron reference.
There's another reference for all of you of a certain age. No, I'm selling this like friggin' Enron stock. I'm selling this like Martha Stewart. There's a little more current one. No, if Mookie Betts somewhere in an alternate universe, an alternate timeline, if Mookie Betts had not been so greedy and stayed with the Red Sox, the Red Sox probably would have won a couple more championships by now. And Mookie probably would have won another MVP. I mean, he did win AL MVP in 2018, the year the Red Sox won the World Series. I mean, the year they won 108 games, and kicked the crap out of the Dodgers in the World Series. If Mookie Betts had stayed in Boston, I think he would already be on his way to legendary status.
I mean, maybe. It's obviously hard to predict, but
I just mean in the sense that in Boston, when he was with the Red Sox, I mean, he was that 2018 team was loaded, but in Boston, with the Red Sox, he was sort of the guy. And now that he's in LA, he's lost in the shuffle. He's got to share the spotlight with Freddie Freeman and Shohei Ohtani now and Yamamoto, and like he's got to share the spotlight in LA. In Boston, the spotlight was pretty much squarely on him.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, yeah, no legendary status. I don't see it. I mean, maybe if he helps the Dodgers win another championship or two. Yeah, I know they won the quote unquote World Series. You can't see me. I'm doing air quotes. The World Series in 2020, the COVID series, the Mickey Mouse Championship. Sorry, doesn't count. Anywho, I know they won the COVID series in 2020, but get back to me, Mookie, when you win a actual championship and win a couple more MVPs. Of course, we all know that's not happening because the Dodgers can't get out of the first round of the playoffs. Don't at me, Dodgers fans. Yeah. Anyways, where are we? Yeah, buy or sell, right? I'm just gonna throw this one out there. No lead in, no nothing. Buy or sell. Someone other than Aaron Judge or Shohei Ohtani will lead the MLB in home runs this year.
I mean, I don't know who, but especially given those two's injury history lately, I'm going to buy this, but I have no idea who it's going to be.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up the injury thing because, yeah, Aaron Judge and obviously Shohei Ohtani with the shoulder. I'll throw a name. I'm buying this too because, yeah, two huge, ginormous question marks, with both of their health. So especially Shohei Ohtani with that. Yeah, I know he had the surgery. His shoulder's been repaired, but let's see how that surgically repaired shoulder holds up. Before we start, I'll throw a name out there for you. Vlad Guerrero Jr.
Yeah, that's a good shout out. That's a
Kyle
good
Schwarber.
One. Schwarber, yeah, Schwarber potentially could do it.
Yeah, I mean there are other. I mean, I wouldn't. I'll be a little biased. I mean, Rafi Devers, I could see it. Yeah, I mean there are so many, but yeah, no, I'm buying this. I think it's going to be someone other than the usual suspects. Because I mean, in an ideal scenario, injury-free scenario, I mean, you look at Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani, and we're somewhere between 40 and 50 homers, right?
Probably, yeah.
Because I mean, Aaron Judge is going to do. I mean, unless Aaron Judge goes off for 61 or 62, whatever he did a couple years ago, which that's, I mean, maybe. But so if we're talking in the neighborhood of between 40 and 50 home runs, yeah, I mean, Schwarber, Yordan Alvarez, maybe, Vlad Jr. I mentioned, Mike Trout, who knows, Jorge Soler, Rafi Devers, or my boy out there in Seattle, J-Rod, maybe.
Yeah, I could see J-Rod potentially doing it.
I think J-Rod's going 40-40 this year. I really do. I think we're 40 homers, 40 stolen bases this year. Yeah. Did we? I know I picked him for AL MVP. I don't remember whether you did.
I'm pretty sure I did.
I think you did too. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Y'all can just go ahead and book that one. 40-40 for J-Rod this year. Easy. No, without breaking a sweat. So, all right, that's buy or sell. Time for the mailbag. Remember, you guys can drop us a line at eighth-inningpod.com/mailbag or eighth-inningstretch@gmail.com, and we just might read your message on an upcoming episode. Let's get right into these. You guys are up to your usual standards with the mailbag. Liz T, what do you guys make of Brandon Crawford calling out Farhan Zaidi? So he's the GM of the Giants, and Brandon Crawford said in an interview after signing with the Cardinals, basically, that the reason he's not still in San Francisco is because Farhan Zaidi didn't want him there.
That's certainly one way to go out. Here I thought that it was just something that didn't work out, and Brandon Crawford decided, nah, I'm just gonna go ahead and light a match and burn a bridge real quick here. But
burn the bridge. He blew up the bridge.
But yeah, holy crap. like the quotes, some of the quotes, the quote that he said was like, the bottom line is I was not wanted by the one person whose opinion matters.
Yep.
Whew. Which,
Yeah, I
wow.
don't think he mentioned. I don't think he named Zaidi.
No, he did not.
Which I think that's what I have the biggest problem with. Like, dude, you clearly just called out the GM. Like, at least use the dude's name.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, like, he just basically went on and was like, "Oh yeah, here's the big conversation that I had with him in private like 3 months ago." It was like, "Whoa.
Mhm.
All right, Brandon. Wow, did not see this coming from you, but
Yeah,
yeah, wow."
I'm not a fan of this. He could have just easily, or I said, like, if you're gonna call the dude out, use his name. What exactly is the problem with just, hey, look, it didn't work out between me and the Giants. Boom. Period. End of sentence.
Yeah. Very
I
true.
don't. Yeah. Apparently, yeah. Crawford told the Athletic that Zaidi gave him an offer. Basically said, earn the last spot on the roster like anyone else could as a non-roster invitee. Yeah, I mean, dude, you're 37. You're on the back nine of your career. Did he think he was just gonna, like, he was automatic for a roster spot?
Well, but see, here's where I understand Brandon Crawford's side of things. He came to Zaidi and was like, "Hey, like, I do not need to be a starter. I am just fine being a reserve guy."
Mhm.
And the fact that he comes back with a non-roster invitee for a guy who was crucial in their World Series wins,
Mhm.
I totally get why that's a bit insulting.
All right, yeah, I could see that. But, like, I don't know. It sounds like the whole situation was just a bad situation all around, and that the outcome was the best for both teams. Like, the Giants don't have to deal with drama, and Crawford got he got his contract, he got his deal with the Cardinals. I mean, we talked about it. He's a solid addition for the Cardinals. He's probably going to be a depth guy, but he can really help the Cardinals, in a lot of different ways. But dude, no, I'm not a fan. You either two options for Brandon Crawford in this scenario. I see two ways you can do this. Like I said, you go, when asked, hey, why did you decide to sign with the Cardinals? Well, hey, things just didn't work out between me and the Giants. Boom, done. That's it. Let it go. Or if you're going to go the nuclear option and you're going to call out the president of baseball operations, I mean, if you're gonna go that way, just go big and just call the dude out by name. Don't the person who, whatever he said. What did he say? The person who makes the decision. How did he refer to Zaidi? I forget.
The one person whose opinion matters.
Jesus, dude, come on. Ugh. Yeah, not a fan. Not a fan at all. But moving on to lighter subjects, Tony G. Wants this is great. I love this one. Carson, Tony G would like to know, who's your pick to be the next commissioner?
I don't know. I mean, before he left the MLB office, um, I was thinking of potentially oh gosh, I was thinking potentially Theo Epstein, but but now that he's back with Fenway Sports Group, I honestly don't know a whole lot about the whole MLB front office. So I have no idea if they have like a deputy commissioner or how that works.
Well, first, can we have Adam Silver? Can Adam Silver run the NBA and MLB?
That's too much for one guy to deal with.
Nah, Adam Silver could do that. I mean, if I had my way, Adam Silver would run all four major leagues. Best commissioner in sports. Sorry, not sorry. No, seriously though, I'm glad you said Theo Epstein, because Theo Epstein is my pick to be the next commissioner. Yeah, I know he's back with Fenway Sports Group, but I don't really have anything to base this on. I'm just going with my gut feeling here. I feel like this, he didn't go back to the Red Sox as a, he's back with the Red Sox as sort of an advisory role and to sort of be a sounding board for Craig Breslow and let's be honest, to be an intermediary between Breslow and John Henry so that Craig Breslow resists the urge to strangle John Henry. But, and don't get me wrong, I love that Theo is involved with the Red Sox again. He's the best GM the Red Sox have ever had. He builds, 2 World Series championship rosters. 2004, obviously, he had the chutzpah to trade Nomar Garcia-Parra, which, let's be honest, if that trade had gone wrong, could have sunk the Red Sox for the next friggin' 20 years. But all that said, like I said, call it a gut feeling, but I think Theo is back with the Red Sox as just sort of a, I mean, he's obviously back with the Red Sox because he wants to be, but I feel like he's back with the Red Sox and just waiting for Manfred to exit stage left.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. Like I said, I don't know if it would happen, but that would be who I would want, I guess.
I mean, can for real though, I mean, can we think of anyone better than Theo Epstein? Because
probably not.
I don't think I can. I really don't.
Yeah, probably not.
Let's see what the interwebs has to say. I'm curious. Who could replace Rob Manfred? Here we go. Okay, Dan Hallam, deputy commissioner that you talked about. Okay, I mean, Noah Garden, deputy commissioner for business and media. Chris Marinak, chief operations and strategy. Okay, so these are all like in-house. Morgan Sword, executive vice president of baseball operations. Okay, those are all the internal candidates from. Okay, Theo Epstein. Yep, top of the list. Brewers Mark Adanazio. Oh, he's the Brewers owner. Okay. Sam Kennedy. Oh, hell no. No. Dude can't even freaking run the Red Sox. Casey Wasserman runs a prominent agency, spoke to Baseball Zone. Oh, here's the dude. He's the dude working to get the MLB players into the Olympics in LA in 2028.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, I have no idea who he is, but all right. I guess I could see that. Come on. Really, Athletic? This is a joke, right? Bob Iger? Really? No. No. that has to be a joke. Somebody's messing with us. Oh, God.
That's a new one.
No, but honestly, like, Tom Werner. Oh, hell no. God, no. I know we're only fans, and I know we don't get a vote, but I'm going Theo Epstein all the way, man. I genuinely, I genuinely can't think of a better person to run Major League Baseball than Theo Epstein.
Yeah.
I can't. So, to answer your question, Tony, Theo Epstein, is both of our pick to be the next commissioner of baseball. Ooh, 2029 can't get here fast enough. On to the next question. Russ P. What are the chances of Paul Skenes? Is that how you say it? Skenes. Yeah, I think so. Paul Skenes making the Pirates major league roster.
Making the roster right out of the gate, I would say probably not. But do I think he could get could get called up very early on in the season and that they fast track it? Absolutely. 100%. If not for sure he will be a September call up for sure, if not sooner.
Yeah, I don't know. This is tricky because I feel like I don't know. I feel like this is tricky. I could almost see him making the roster out of camp because the Pirates are a pretty, they're a pretty young team, and they're not exactly deep in the talent pool. I could almost see it, but yeah, no, I think I'm with you on this one. I think more of a probably I think a September call up is probably more likely. That being said, if somebody gets hurt, I could see a sort of an emergency call up type thing.
Yeah, I can see that too.
If one of their other pitchers goes down and is going to be out for a while, I could see them. Because I don't think there's any question. Paul Skenes is going to be, most likely out of spring training, AAA.
Yeah.
AAA, AA, I don't know. He's going to be up there because he's, I don't know how many of you have seen him pitch this spring, but wow, the dude can straight up throw. So, we'll see, but I think a September call up is probably the most likely. All right, and last but not least, Amy F. Who's your current favorite player not on your favorite team? So for you, my friend, that means not on the Twins. For me, it means not on the Red Sox or the Mariners. So my boy J-Rod is out.
Do I go with a conventional answer? You know what? He technically isn't anymore. Give me Jorge Polanco.
Nice. I see what you did there. You're right. He's not a Twin anymore.
Or Luis Arraez, for that matter, actually.
Yeah. Love me some Luis Arraez. Current favorite player not on my favorite team. Damn, I can't go with any of the Diamondbacks either because they're like my third team. Crap. Man, I love me some Jazz Chisholm Jr.
Yeah.
That dude is so much fun to watch, and it's so depressing that he's stuck in Miami. Sorry, Marlins fans. But I am a Jazz Chisholm Jr. season ticket holder, everybody. For sure. And there are so many to pick from. All these young superstars, like, goddamn. Yeah. No, I think I'd go Jazz Chisholm. Talk about superstar and electric and fun to watch. All right, everybody, that's the mailbag. Don't forget, drop us a line at eighth-inning-pod.com/mailbag or eighth-inning-stretch@gmail.com, and we might just read your message on an upcoming episode. Speaking of sending us messages, we've sort of been brainstorming whatever, trying to come up with ideas to fill the content gap left by our schedule change. And Carson, we're down to a couple of options. One is a pre-recorded sort of MLB weekly roundup video every Thursday, Friday. The other, which, okay, we don't get a vote. You guys get the vote. But the other is a baseball history documentary podcast video series. If we were to get a vote, which way are we going?
Two very good options, but personally, if I had to vote, I'd probably go for the MLB roundup.
Really?
Yeah, I think there's a bunch of different ways that we could take that, and it could be something really cool.
You never cease to surprise me, my friend. I thought you were gonna go okay. Yeah, I mean they're both great ideas. I guess my thinking is, in terms of like the MLB roundup video, I mean, we do the show on Sundays. We've got 2 strike count, our blog. Yeah. I mean, neither's a bad choice. In any case, we want you guys, basically, no pressure. We want you guys to decide. So let us know. Drop us a line, eighth-inning-pod.com/mailbag and eighth-inning-stretch@gmail.com and let us know what you guys think. All right. That's the mailbag. It's time for our one last thing. And as per usual, I will let you do the honors, sir.
Not a whole lot from me. More of kind of a sentimental one of just still kind of can't believe that we're at the point where we're interviewing Dave Sims, and we just had
I know, right?
We had the vice president of Bhutan baseball on for his first baseball interview. Overseas. Yeah. Like, just
big man.
It's one of those things where I just like need to take a second and can't believe where we are right now, and things are only going to continue to get bigger and better.
Did you think, and well, I mean, one, yeah, the fact that we're interviewing Dave Sims, just, I'll be honest with all of you, that still hasn't hit me. Two, yeah, our interview with Sanye was, man, that was so much fun. And neither one of those things could happen without you guys. So again, I mean, broken record, we will never, Carson, we will never, ever, ever, even if we did the show for 50 years, we will never be able to thank our fans enough for all their support.
Yeah, very true. Just blown away.
What I was going to ask you, did you think when you signed on to this crazy experiment 3 years ago now, did you think we would even be anywhere close to where we are now? Because I'll be honest with you, I didn't.
Forgive my language, but hell no.
Yeah, I mean, because for those of you who don't know, yeah, I started this thing 3 years ago. Carson came on board in the 4th episode, thankfully, because wow, those first 3 episodes when I was solo were just bad. But no, Carson was the missing piece to this thing. But honestly, even back then, I thought okay, we'll be, sort of a moderately successful, kind of middle of the road, average baseball podcast. Because I started this this started as a passion project. Both of us obviously love baseball. And both of us are passionate about baseball. And this thing started as a way to share that passion with all of our fellow baseball fans. And also to, sort of bring more baseball fans into the fold, to recruit new fans, because baseball is the best sport on the planet. And it still is. Carson, this still is a passion project for us. But this thing has grown in leaps and bounds because of our fans. And again, and now even more so, because of producer Tasha, who without her, we wouldn't have gotten this interview with Dave Sims.
Yeah, absolutely not. So huge shout out to producer Tasha. Yep. For sure.
She's the best. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, now that I sort of had one last thing. So most of you have probably seen by now that the CEO of Fanatics, Michael Rubin, oh man, talk about doubling down. So obviously this whole uniform thing has been a big story, mostly the see-through pants and all that. The CEO of Fanatics on Friday, Michael Rubin, so Fanatics, who Major League Baseball partnered with Fanatics and Nike to make this new jersey. And understandably so, Fanatics and Major League Baseball and Nike are getting their fair share of criticism from fans, from players, from teams, and especially, and even from the, and most notably, maybe from the Major League Baseball Players Association. So Michael Rubin, and I quote, "We've purely been doing exactly as we're told. We've been told we've done everything exactly right, and we're getting the shit kicked out of us every day right now. That's not fun. Normally when I get beat up, it's because I actually did something wrong." Mikey, you did do something wrong. You had one job. You were tasked with creating a new, exciting, stylish, good-looking, functional uniforms for Major League Baseball. And I'm sorry, explicit warning, everybody, you fucked it up royally. You are deserving of every last bit of criticism you get from everybody, from fans to players to executives to the Players Association to the media, everybody. You reap what you sow. And instead of, giving this interview and doubling down and being like, whoa, we didn't do anything wrong, we were doing what we were told, I seriously doubt that Major League Baseball told you to make the pants see-through and to make the letters about 5 sizes too small. Instead of doubling down on this, why don't you actually freaking do something about it? Fix your mistake. Instead of having an interview and making a pathetic attempt to defend this whole debacle, why don't you man up and do something about it? Put up your hand. Hey, our bad. We screwed up. We're gonna fix it. No, you didn't do that. And it's weak, and it's pathetic, and it's disgusting. And I'm willing to bet Major League Baseball right now is regretting ever forming this partnership with you. And oh, by the way, all the clothes you sell on your website are 2 sizes smaller than what the sizes on the site say. So a double finger salute for that too while I'm at it. No, seriously, Fanatics and Nike need to get together and fix this thing. because I'm telling you right now, if opening day rolls around, and it's only 25 days away, if opening day rolls around and Major League Baseball players have to run out into the field for the first time this season wearing these pathetic excuses for uniforms, it is going to be the biggest embarrassment Major League Baseball has had since the Astros cheating scandal. So, yeah. Screw you, Mike Rubin.
Yeah, well said. I had the same thing of like, way to really pass the buck there, bud.
Yeah, seriously.
Literally the definition of, well, he started it.
Yeah, and we did exactly what we were told. Yeah, that defense didn't work for the Nazis, and it doesn't work now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there. Ooh, that felt good. My first rant of the season. That felt good. That felt really good. That's cathartic. Seriously, man, how lucky are we? We get to sit behind a microphone once a week and yell about baseball.
Yeah.
It doesn't get any better. Yeah, so that's pretty much about all we got for you guys this time out. Don't forget, you can catch us live every Sunday on YouTube, Twitter /X, and Twitch. You can also tune in on Mondays wherever you get your podcasts. All of that can be found at Linktree /8th Inning Stretch. Don't forget to give us a follow on X Twitter. X Twitter. Oh, I get it now. X Twitter, as in the platform formerly known as. Okay, yeah, I think I'm going with X Twitter as the what's call it now. Yeah. Anyways, the platform, the thing that used to have the blue bird. Give us a follow at 8th Inning Pod, and for more, including our blog, 2 Strike Count, and to sign up for our newsletter, head to 8thinningpod.com. And please take a moment and support the show, either using the QR code on your screen or at 8thinningpod.com/donate. And again, we appreciate all of your guys' support. Every little bit helps. Everything you do helps. Not just donating, listening and liking and subscribing and turning on notifications and following and reading our blog. Everything. It all helps. It all helps. Real quick, one more thing I wanted to mention to you guys. Carson mentioned the interview we had with Sanye a couple episodes ago. Sanye Chifal, the vice president of the Bhutan Baseball and Softball Association. Right now, on our somewhere on our X Twitter timeline. Maybe we need to pin that. There was a link for you guys where you can go and purchase one of the special Bhutan inspired jerseys that the Hudson Valley Renegades are going to wear in August for their Bhutan baseball night. Yeah, here it is. It is on here. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to go ahead and pin that to the top so you guys can find it. But yeah, it's pinned right at the top of our X Twitter feed, where you guys can go and buy one of these jerseys. Yeah, Hudson Valley Renegades Bhutan night jerseys. All the proceeds, all of them. The jerseys are $100-ish bucks. They're like 99, I think, for the adult ones, and a little like 79 or 80 for the kids. However, all the proceeds from the jersey sales go to support Bhutan baseball and softball, and will help get even more of the Bhutanese players to the U.S. for this trip. Purely everything, 100% of the proceeds go to Bhutan baseball and softball. It's a great cause to support. If you want to support them more directly, you can go to 8thinningpod.com and right on the right from the homepage, there's a link directly to Bhutan Baseball and Softball Association's website, and you guys can go there and donate directly to them if you want. Seriously, it's a great cause. You would be doing your small part to help not only grow the game of baseball, which is a good thing for everybody, but help grow the game of baseball in Bhutan and help Bhutan transform Bhutan into the next great baseball country, which is also a good thing. But yeah, that's all we got for you guys. So don't forget Thursday, our interview with Seattle Mariners play-by-play announcer Dave Sims. We'll have more details for you guys as it gets closer. I probably, after we're done here, I have to go write interview questions because Carson, you reminded me yesterday. Oh yeah, interview questions, that might be helpful. But yeah, other than that, that's all we got for you guys. Everybody have an awesome week. Stay tuned for details about our interview with Dave Sims. Stay tuned for Monday, Wednesday, Friday, the new posts on Two Strike Count, which Carson, the fans, the people are clamoring for you to write for Two Strike Count.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see if we can make that happen sooner rather than later.
Yeah, actually, a lot of you have been asking about that. Carson is a busy man. So that's pretty much that's why it hasn't happened yet. Carson's got a lot on his plate. Not the least of which is planning a wedding. So don't worry, Carson is not writing for Two Strike Count, by design. It's just he's got a lot going on. So anyways, but yeah, those come out on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Again, if you go to eighthinningpod.com/newsletter, you can sign up for the newsletter and get every new post right to your inbox. So yeah, everybody have an awesome week. We got lots of fun stuff on the horizon. And yeah, you know what? I'll end with the classic Jerry Springer. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other.